Hi, friends. I have absolutely fantastic news for you today. You want to hear it? Yeah. Two things, really. Number one, there is absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing that you have to do today. Nothing. Second thing is, there's absolutely nothing that you should do today. There's nothing you have to do, and there's nothing you should do. That's right. Now, I know what you're saying is you might be saying, well, you don't know what my life is like. You don't know what my day is like. Well, I don't. I don't need to know. And this good news that there's nothing you have to do, there's nothing you should do. This doesn't just apply today. It applies for your whole life, which is experienced today. But this is your whole life. There's nothing in life that you have to do. There's nothing in life that you should do. Now, I know we're programmed from day one. As children, we're programmed from day one to focus, to exclusively focus on things that we feel like we have to do and things that we feel like we should do, right? This is why we go to school, we get good grades, we get a job, we do things in relationship, we have families. These are things you have to do, these are things you should do, right? We're programmed, it's deep programming. And so when I suggest to people that actually none of that is true, there's nothing you have to do, there's nothing you should do, then people are like, well, then what is it that what's life about? Because we're taught, you got to just trudge through it. You just got to make it happen. Life's not all pleasant. You don't have, there's a lot of things you don't really want to do that you have to do. There's a lot of things that you should do, right? Yeah, that's how we're trained. And and that works. It gets us through this sense of, having to do things that we would never choose to do. So when I suggest this to people, people then say, so what are you suggesting I do? And I always say this: only thing that you get to do in life is to truly live. If you truly want to live and enjoy a very productive and vibrant life, then there's only really one thing to do, and that is to do what you want to do. Not anything you have to do, and not anything you should do, but only do the things you want to do. Because I will say this: the entire universe exists because of desire. There was no have to and no should in the creation of the universe. It's pure delight, pure desire. We are following the same pattern in our lives. Okay? Now, I know this brings up a lot of things. Okay, so I got a question recently. Somebody asked this question, and they said, well, I'm kind of working at this job, and, if I followed your advice and just only did what I wanted to do, I would get fired. I thought that was a fantastic question. And so, the person asking the question said, isn't this like kind of something you're supposed to grow into? Because you can't just actually do that all at once. And my answer is yes, you can. And I actually addressed this very good question. Will you get fired? Let's say you're working at a job and some things that it's not a job that you really particularly like. It's just something you're doing because you kind of have to. You feel like you have to. Maybe there's some things you're doing in your work that you don't really like to do, but you kind of have to do it, right? So my advice is no. There's nothing you have to do, and there's nothing you should do. You simply do what you want to do. So the question is, will that get me fired? I thought that was such a great question that I devoted an entire live presentation on Facebook to answering that question. So what I want to do for you today, just for time's sake, is I want to invite you to go to Facebook, if you're on Facebook, and to do a search for this group that I have created at the beginning of the year. It's called Uprooting from the Poverty Mindset. It's a Facebook group. Do a search for that, and you should come up and you just request to join. You'll have to answer like 3 questions. Yesterday, in that group, Uprooting from the Poverty Mindset Facebook group, I recorded a live presentation. It's about a 25 to 30 minute presentation in which I really unpack this question about how we can start moving into a life in which we only do what we want to do. We don't do what we have to do, and we don't do what we should do. We only do what we want to do. I unpack how you start doing that without escaping your present day job or relationship or reality. You can do it right here, right now. You can start today. It's not for the future. It's for right now, today. So if you'd like to hear that talk, if you'd like to, consider some of the implications of that, let me invite you again. Go find Uprooting from the Poverty Mindset Facebook group. It's totally free of charge. You can request to join. You'll have to answer like 3 questions, and then you'll be admitted. And you can find yesterday's live presentation in which I talk more about this. Love to have you part of the discussion. I go in that group regularly, almost weekly, to do these live presentations, to be of service to you, to benefit you. So if you'd like to be part of that, request to join that group, or you can also, if you'd like to just kind of loosely stay connected to what I'm doing, go to my website, jamaljavanji.com, scroll to the bottom, put your email address in there, and click submit. You'll get on my mailing list. All right, guys, take care. And remember, there's nothing you have to do, and there's nothing you should do. All you get to do today is what you want to do. Yeah, take care.